Hello, everyone. I'm Adam with Demiplane. Thank you for joining me for today's development update and community Q&A session. I apologize for the late start. I was trying to make sure that we were cramming all the absolute cutting edge, latest and greatest into everything that we're going to talk about in the stream today. So as always, we will talk about what we've been working on. We will talk about what is upcoming on the short-term roadmap. Or what is on deck after we finish what we're currently working on. As always, you can ask me questions anytime along the way. So all you got to do is type the word question into Twitch chat and then follow that by the question itself. And today we've got a couple, three special announcements. And I am going to get right into those in this special Pathfinder Nexus themed edition of our dev update today. So first of all, starting off, we are sharing today that the show that we have been talking about for some time, and then COVID, all kinds of delays hit us on this, but we are really thrilled to share that the premiere for the Claw Firm, which is subtitled Feather, Whisker, and Horn. I am absolutely loving what I am seeing with this show. The cast is incredible together. I think it's going to be one of the best Pathfinder shows that's ever been made and put out there into the wild. And so we've got 6 episodes in this first season. We'll see about future seasons depending on how you all like it out there. But this is going to be Wednesdays starting next week. So not tomorrow, but next week, May 24th at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we have an incredible cast. This is an original campaign, so it's not based on any adventure path or anything like that. This is an original campaign that from the mind of Mark Meir, just to kind of answer questions out there. This is going to take place in Galarian. So it is definitely happening in the world of Pathfinder, but it is an original tale from the imaginations of all of these wonderful people that you see on the screen here. So that is going to be next week, May the 24th. And by the way, because I saw, hashtags just cascading in chat there, we are giving away an ultimate bundle today here in this Pathfinder Nexus themed edition of the dev update. And then without further ado, I would also like to share, if you're on our mailing list, you might have already been spoiled on this a little bit earlier this morning. They tried to beat me to the punch in our marketing team, steal all my thunder. But no, I'm very happy that we have a way to communicate with you as modern as email. And I hope that you are getting those and seeing those. But if you didn't, then the open beta for our Pathfinder Nexus character tools is going to start next week, Tuesday. So a week from today, May the 23rd. And this is a public open beta at this point. So this is the time where you don't have to sign up to get into an alpha. You can jump in, right into the open beta and get ready to unleash your hero digitally. I love the Unleash Your Hero tagline. And so this is a way that you will be able to, the open beta starts next week. We're going to talk a little bit more about what is going to be in that open beta and what we're doing and looking for in the open beta here in just a moment. And in celebration of the open beta being next week, there was one little tidbit of information I'm not sure that I clarified. Is this giveaway available now? It's available now, right? To enter? Okay, excellent. Josh in my ear confirming. Thanks, Josh. Tempest Magus or Magus. How do you say it? Do you say soft G or hard G here? I think honestly either way is like acceptable, but I'm curious, about what you say. But I say Magus typically when I say that word. But Tempest Magus metal dice giveaway. These dice are incredible. They look They look, I don't think the photo does them justice. Really, really cool dice. And because there are 22 classes in Pathfinder, we're going to be giving away 22 sets of these for in celebration of the launch of our open beta. So hopefully the link to get to the registration page is bouncing around somewhere in chat, and you can go and potentially win one of these 22 sets. And so let's dive into our latest updates now. So, first of all, if you have been someone who has encountered this in the last little bit with the recurring login frequency issue that we've had, so this is where if you log in, close a tab, come back, outside of a 24-hour window, you're having to log in again. There is a fix. We've figured this one out, and there's a fix that's going to be going in this week. So that shouldn't be a problem anymore ahead here of the open beta. And then from a content perspective, we're working on the next Stolen Fate and the Enmity Cycle, and then High Helm and the Harrow deck. We are working on that. We got our lines crossed a little bit there, where we got a release date of June, and then and that is when the physical is launching, and then we're seeing Harrow decks pop up, on the internet. So we're maybe shifting some things around, and we'll get the Harrow deck out as soon as we can there. But on the character tools front, here are some new things that you can look forward to with the open beta release next week. So we've got builder and sheet visual theming. So I've been talking about the 3 S's for a while. If you've been to these dev updates, which are stability, scope, and style. And so on the style front, that's one of the last things that we will do. And so that is something that you'll see with next week's release. Sharing and copying shared characters is going to be in. So this is going to be a key feature that is going to allow us to do things like put together pre-gen characters of all the iconics at various levels, and for people to be able to go and grab one of those pre-gens and copy it down to their account quickly and easily. Those kinds of things are coming in with that. And this is a big one because we've been getting several questions about this, but there will be support for all classes, ancestries, and heritages. So when I say all here, we are talking all that are currently on Pathfinder Nexus. So we've covered a lot of ground in the last year or so with getting, I don't even know what we're up to now. It may be 70 something books digitized and ready to go here on the Nexus. But with that, if there happens to be an ancestry that is in, and I don't know if this is the case or not, if there's an ancestry in one of the bounties that we don't currently have, those are not going to be covered yet. But anything that is available that you can unlock on Pathfinder Nexus, the support for all those things will be going in with the open beta. And just like as a disclaimer there, the way that we've built this system, it's been great to see as we've been behind the scenes in our internal builds, turning on the content, the way that we built the platform, the flexibility, the way modifiers and engines work. These ancestries, these classes that we haven't had turned on, for the most part, they're just working, which is the whole idea. And so it's been really, really great to see, that hypothesis, turn out, the way that we needed it to. But also, just like in a past life, if something is doing something, super one-off or specialized, there might not be automated support, right there on the sheet for you, but you're going to have all of the options there for you that you can select and choose for your character, that you can reference during play. It's going to have all the text for whatever the features or feats or anything else are there, and that growing full coverage for automation is going to be continue coming at a rapid clip. We have covered so much ground in the last 6 weeks, even because the platform itself. This is the moment that we've been waiting for the platform to be in a place where we can actually start building this stuff. And it's taken us. It's been a journey to get to where the platform is in that place, but we are there, and we are starting to see the fruits of the labor, and it's very exciting. And you're going to get to see the fruits of that labor as well as we go into our open beta phase this next week. But again, you should be able to create the character that you're wanting to play as long as you have the content unlocked on Pathfinder Nexus, and as long as that's something that we've put out there. And we should be covering all rule books, all Lost Omens content. We're not quite there on all the adventure paths yet, but we are going to be, really kind of buckling up and buckling down on that here in the next, couple of months because we're going to be on the other side of getting this open beta out. But yeah, looking forward to all of those things. So let's do a little bit of a let's see, show and tell here. So let me find. Yeah, okay. Let's jump here. So jumping into give a little sneak preview maybe of visual theming that is going to be in, because this is a part that no one has really seen because we've been working on it behind the scenes. But we've got a situation here where Reapy Cheap, if you understand that reference, then I salute you. One of my favorite characters in all of fantasy literature. But basically with this, and by the way, I know that Reapy Cheap would be obviously not a dwarf and obviously not a rogue, be a swashbuckler. But this was just a fast test character that I was throwing together, and I often name these test characters Reapy Cheap or some variation thereof. All right. So right now we're looking at the clean, dark theme that you have been used to throughout the alpha. We are going to be updating to a new default theme that we are calling Hero Unleashed. And so Hero Unleashed is going to be what you're going to typically be greeted with when you come into the character sheet. If you love that clean, dark theme, then you can always go back to it. One of the other ones that I've worked on recently here is what we'll call Harrowed Destiny. And so Harrowed Destiny is going to take inspiration from the Harrow deck. So we've got all of that going on here as well. And all of that is I didn't know I had this many additional spell slots. I must have really tried to break this character. But with this, all of these themes, we've got about 3 in here right now, working on about 5 more possibly going in. We'll see on that. It might only be 3, but we'll have several free themes available for you, as you enter the open beta. But very, very excited about some of the customization that is going to be possible, giving just a super, just like blink and you miss it. We've got another thing coming up here. We'll call that one Arcane Powers. So there are lots of goodies going on. That one's literally in progress, so it's not done. But we're working on some fun stuff with that visual customization, because we love these characters that we make for these games. I've told this story so many times in interviews, but one of the reasons, one of the inspirations that I have used over the years in crafting. Oh, hold on one second. That's the thing about doing these streams early in the morning, is sometimes it's before I've done my vocal exercises. But yeah, over the years, the inspiration for so much of what I've ended up doing professionally for bringing character management and trying to bring nice things to making characters for these games is that idea of the World of Warcraft armory. So back when I played WoW, a lot of it, I used to spend an embarrassing amount of hours on the World of Warcraft armory, because I just was imagining the future for this make believe character, and what kind of raid gear was I going to get in that next patch, and all those kind of things. And we connect to these characters in ways that sometimes we don't even understand. And so we want there to be a good spot for you to do that. We want you to have customization options, and so on, that you're going to be able to use for that. And just a quick look at the builder here as well. Do re fa. No, I'm just joking. I won't go through all that. I'm going to get a drink though. This is our test environment, so it's going to load very slowly. And so on the builder, you'll see that we've got, updated textures and everything else that are going to be going on here for the builder. So lots of exciting stuff ahead, and really looking forward to getting out with the open beta, where we can finally open the floodgates and let the public in to start making characters and using it in your Pathfinder games. So very excited about all that is coming next week. All right, let's jump into a little bit of a look at the beta short-term roadmap. So these are some of the things that are going to be happening, that are chief concerns for us, and things that we're going to be focused on in the short term here. So at the platform level, we've got homebrew. So right now, when the open beta starts, you're going to be able to use all the official items. You're going to be able to actually customize many of those to fit your needs. So if you've got a special weapon that your game master has introduced into the game, and you want to make sure that that's represented on your character through runes and various things, you should be able to pull off many of these things. But this is kind of more on an ad hoc basis of editing through the sheet itself. But we are, going to be putting into place a full blown homebrew system that is going to be a big part of everything that we're doing with the entire platform. So that's something we will be working on. We certainly have not forgotten or are neglecting the idea of exporting to a PDF. So that is something that we will also start working on. We want to make sure that we're in a great place with the digital experience first, because that's kind of the chief use case. But you will be able to export to PDF for sure, and we'll provide updates on that as we have them. Formulas are not going to be fully supported yet. You'll be able to see them and those kind of things, but they will have their dedicated section, all of those things, right there in the sheet. So that's something else. Familiars and animal companions. There's been a little bit of work on that already. So I don't expect that one to be too far away, but it's something we'll be working on. Item materials and being able to incorporate that into your weapons, armor, and so on. Right now, we're working on. We've been a little befuddled by exactly where we wanted to put. Just a listing of all of your proficiencies and class DC and those kind of things. But we found a home for it. We're going to be getting that in. On the sheet side, containers and bulk, working properly is on the short term there. In sheet editing, some additional things that we'll have coming in there, and then edit shared character sheets. So once someone shares a sheet with you, being able to edit that if you're the game master, for instance. So all of those, this isn't an exhaustive list. We'll be doing more than this, but these are the things that are kind of in the first sphere of what we're looking at as we're in the open beta. And of course, in open beta, we have squashed a ton of bugs throughout the closed alpha. We expect that there will be still others that will come in. So as we let a great bit more people in to start using the tools and playing with the tools. We appreciate any support in reporting those things, as we can make sure that we get everything taken care of as we go into kind of the full launch of this. All right, upcoming Pathfinder Nexus. That soon trademark has now been revealed as next week. We're working on Rage of Elements. I can't wait for that one. We've got this remaster project. Very excited to see final files on that soon. And our intent, we're going to dive into this, head first, and make sure that this is supported in the character tools. We've seen some questions pop up about how we're supporting that. In addition to legacy content, what will then become legacy content in some cases, and we'll once we see what the remaster project is doing, once we have the final of that, we will definitely form an approach and a stance on that, and I'll be able to share more about that. PaizoCon Online is coming up. Let's see, Memorial Weekend, right? So yeah, Memorial Weekend, and we have a panel on Saturday morning to kick things off. It's gonna look a lot like one of these dev updates, but we will be deep diving into character tools and a variety of other fun stuff that we'll be doing for that panel. So you can join us at, I believe, 9 a.m. Pacific on the 27th for PaizoCon Online. 5e Nexus, we've got stuff incoming for partner announcements. We are assembling the roster, and it's definitely one of those Avenger moments, panning around to Cap, and really, to think about that one shot with Cap in the Battle of New York, and they're panning around. The one thing that I wish I could change about that, because I really love the way it made me feel, but it's by far Captain America's worst costume in that first Avengers movie. By far the worst version of his costume. Anyway, but otherwise, incredible scene. So I'm going to blame it on Phil Coulson, because honestly, Phil Coulson got it made, and he just really missed the mark. It's not Cap's fault. Anyway, all right. 5e Nexus, good stuff coming there. We'll share more soon. On the programming front, Enemy of My Enemy was off last week, but it will be back this week, and we're looking forward to that second episode. The Claw Firm premiering next week. Can't wait for you to see this one. We have an incredible contribution from Benjamin Looms at Sirenscape, who's actually gone in and DJ'd each episode, and the result is really, really great. So really looking forward to that. And then we do have a new episode of Children of Erte tonight. All right, giveaway time. Let's do the giveaway if we haven't already done it. I don't know if we have or not, but giveaway time. And good luck to all of you. And then I am going to dive into questions. I see several have come in. If you have any others, feel free to ask those now, and I will chew through as many as I can as quickly as possible. Decorin 82, is there a possibility of certain classes being excluded from the alpha release? And if so, which ones? Yeah, I think we already covered this one. No, you're going to be able to choose all the classes. I saw even yesterday I guess it was 2 days ago. We were working through some of the, idiosyncrasies with the Magus. See, I said it with a soft G there. With the Magus. So yeah, we're planning to support all of the classes when we get into the open beta release. Adam J. Black, with the advent of AI taking over everything. Hold on now. I don't think we're quite there. I haven't seen Skynet yet. Has your team explored adding in or utilizing AI in any cool ways, either in production or for future player/DM usage? I think that AI is an inevitability. Okay, so artificial intelligence is something that is in the world at this point in time, and just like so many things, I think it's a tool, and humans use tools in very bad ways, and then sometimes we use them in very good ways. And I think that I think the answer is yes. I think it is inevitable that we will end up using AI to try to enhance our tabletop role playing games. There are some ways on a personal level that I currently do that. But for my own games, I'm fascinated by a lot of the possibilities. There are so many ethical and practical and even theoretical concerns at this point about AI and its usage. And so I can tell you that at Demiplane, I do think it's inevitable that we will end up using AI. The secret or the trick for us is making sure that we use it in incredible and good ways and in responsible ways. And so we're going to be looking for ways to do that. We definitely have ideas, but if you haven't noticed, we've had we've been in development on these character tools for a while. And so as we start getting things on the other side of that, then I think the possibilities are very interesting for AI, and I think there are lots of cool things that we can do, but we're not quite at a point where we are able to focus on it here at Demiplane yet. But I do think it's inevitable, and I think that if we can pull off half the ideas that we have, it's going to be something really cool. Mayore, any idea if the Firefox bug for dwarf stats will be fixed for open beta? Last I tried, it was putting stat as high as mid-20s. Actually, yeah, that's. I'm glad you asked this question. No, Firefox is not going to be fixed for the launch of open beta, but it's something that will absolutely be addressed during the open beta. Firefox, I understand that there are dozens of you out there. No, I'm sorry, that was me. But no, I understand that many people on our team like Firefox as well. But all of the focus during the alpha has been on Chrome. It should be working great on Chrome. Firefox is further down the priority list. At this point in time, but it absolutely will be addressed during the open beta, but not quite for next week. But the good news is we're getting to a point now where we got a lot of the other big rocks out of the way, and so we're going to have the bandwidth and the focus to be able to move on to things like that. So definitely for best results, use Chrome with the character tools, and we will provide updates on Pathfinders or Firefox support as we get a little further into the open beta. Got something in my eye. Like I think that a little like a little bug or something tried to just live inside my brain. That is the start of a great story. Silent Brad, with the release of the beta, any thoughts on getting to the GM side? Only using Foundry for my next campaign because I want the encounter building / running that I have with DDB. We will be, so first of all, to clarify, one of the other things that is definitely coming down the pipeline is it doesn't at all have to be an either or with that. The idea is you are going to be able to use Pathfinder Nexus really with any virtual tabletop, whatever your preference is out there. We are going to provide some bridges and capabilities to be able to do that. But on the GMing side of things, that is certainly the natural progression. We have been focused on nailing the character experience because we think that is where some of the biggest gaps are out there. And by the way, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that we are satisfied that we have nailed it for Pathfinder yet. That's what this continued open beta is about, to make sure that we nail the character's experience, and we're not going to stop until we nail it. So as that continues, We as we start to move past that, the natural progression is getting into challenge management is what I'll call it. The other side of what the characters encounter and face, and so definitely something that is planned. Just focused on the character stuff right now. Mergon, how do you enter to win one of the dice sets? I hope that has been well answered in chat, and if not, I talking through as you go to a web page where you can register to win. And so if that hasn't been answered in chat recently, let's make sure everybody knows that one. Link Cable, whenever Critical Role releases their own TTRPG system, what are the chances of them getting their own Nexus with Demiplane? Yeah, I mean, we don't have any news to share on that front, yet. But yeah, I mean, we're all very excited about what those folks get up to over there. It's been really fascinating to see, how everything has evolved for them in the last several years. It's been quite a journey and quite a ride. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future, but no news at this time. Will a digital version of the metal dice being offered in the giveaway be available in Demiplane? We're not talking digital dice yet. Mergon, again, with character sharing, will an initiative tracking tool also be incorporated in the open beta? It won't be in the character tools open beta, but that is something that is on our roadmap. Anchor 89, will we down the road be able to make and use custom PDF templates for export? Very cool idea. I think that it is a possibility. RPGeezer, when will it be possible to change your profile name? I'm assuming you're talking at the Demiplane account level, and we don't have a UI for that, and that's not on our short-term roadmap. But our support team, you can certainly reach out to support, and we can see what we can do. Anchor 89, will the PDF format be the official Paizo generic sheet or custom sheets for classes? We will certainly use the official sheet as the starting point. And per your other question, I think that was you that asked that. I see a future where there will be multiple options for PDF exports, but we are certainly starting with the official sheet. Dexy plays RPGs. Which version of Cap's costume was your favorite? Winter Soldier, hands down. Winter Soldier for sure. But then, really, really big fan, actually, of what was going on in Endgame as well. So, because I think Endgame was kind of a mixture almost of greatest hits of a lot of the other costumes. So yeah, Winter Soldier was hit hard when that came out though. I am Zyphers. Is there current work on an encounter builder? Not current work, no, but certainly on the roadmap. Cassius 335. Anyone else find it weird that Adam said giveaway time is the cues to close the giveaway? Yeah, I think I mean that we're actually about to give it away at that point in time. So I'm not saying, the other phase is giveaway entry time. And when I say giveaway time, is we're about to actually give it away. Unless I'm not looking at chat right now, so I might just be completely missing how any of that works. Congratulations on the ultimate Pathfinder Ultimate Bundle, whoever won today. Cool Cat 54. Will homebrew options be developed in parallel with the general character tools, or will it be in later parts of development? Homebrew tools, I'm not exactly sure how to answer that. Homebrew tools, parallel for sure. I mean, we're also starting work for Avatar Legends and Vampire the Masquerade for character tools. So, and we have dozens of games that we're going to be supporting with character tools. So there will always be work going on with character tools, but Homebrew will be developed in a way that Homebrew will be available for the platform at the platform level, where all the games that we're supporting will be working with it. But homebrew is a big deal. And one of the reasons we didn't just jam something in that would work, weekly air quoting there, for the open beta, is we want to make sure that we do it justice. And so it's going to be a big focus point for us in the next, few months. Marcus Reedner, is Firefox the new IE6? No comment. John Carney, AU, will we see a JSON export for the character tools? I won't specify whether it's JSON or not, but JSON makes a lot of sense. But we certainly are going to be providing ways for exporting your character to be possible to be used in other, again, VTTs or other, downstream, apps and tools that you might use, downstream. But that's the key here, is that, everything in these games starts with your character and making your character. And so that's where it is that, you want to be sure that you can have a good experience with that part. And then, yes, we're going to do work to make it to where you can take that and use it in the hundreds of VTTs that have popped up in the last year, whatever your preference is there. I'm Zyphers. For those that bought the current core rulebook, will they be able to upgrade to the remaster for free, or will we need to buy it again? That's actually not up to us. That is a question for Paizo, and I believe that they've probably answered that out there. That the remastered, the different core, player core, and so on, those kind of books are separate products, and as separate products, you would be purchasing and unlocking those on Demiplane as separate products. So we're going to take cues from whatever Paizo is doing, because that's how our license works. Adam J. Black, any news on when custom feats, spells, weapons, and armor might be supported? When you say when in those questions, that's where I have to basically hand wave it and say no, we don't have dates or anything like that. But I, as I shared on the roadmap, it's homebrewing those kind of elements is a big focus of what we're doing. Whiny Tortoise, nice username. Will the free archetype rule be supported on the sheet? It will be, not Tuesday at the start of open beta, but that will be one of, if not the first, optional or alternate variant rule that we will support. So we'll share more when we get there. All right, I got through them all in just 13 minutes over. So thank you for all of the questions. Much appreciated. Thanks to everyone for attending today. Really excited about the Pathfinder Nexus Character Tools open beta starting next week. It's a big milestone for us. And one thing I wanted to say before I closed out here is, if you've been alpha testing, if you've been in there, some of you from the beginning of when the closed alpha went out to a handful of people, we appreciate all of that support more than you know. We wouldn't be able to be where we are at this point without all of that help and support throughout the closed alpha. So thanks so much for taking the time, showing the interest, all the engagement that you've had in the closed alpha. It truly has been a big help. Sometimes companies, label things alpha when they're not truly alphas. It's more of a marketing, kind of thing that people, they're just pulling people in. This really, it was an alpha for us, where, we needed to get some confirmation that the flow and the, general, interface and the way that things worked, those impressions, all of that stuff was very, very important in the early stages. And then as we got further and further down the road, in the alpha, helping to report bugs, because we have a small team, and there are many people. We have a high percentage of people in our team here at Demiplane that do, QA on what's going out, because, we have to wear many hats here. But it's nothing like having, hundreds, thousands of people looking at things. And so, again, we appreciate the help. And we couldn't be where we are without all of that support. So from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate that. We appreciate you. So thanks very much. Very excited to be moving into the next phase of us, diving into these Pathfinder character tools. Really looking forward to next week. All right, that is it. Also, don't forget the Claw Firm is coming out, next Wednesday as well. Really excited about that. Enemy of My Enemy this Friday, and then we have a new episode of Children of Erte tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. So we'll catch you hopefully at all of those things, and we'll see you next week. Later, Gators.